Hey everybody, coming out here to do a quick little tour and also just gather as much as I can. No, it doesn't look like it, but they say it's gonna rain for like the next 4 days, starting in about an hour. So I just wanted to grab the tomatoes and stuff so they don't end up splitting on me. But let me check on everything. Corn is doing good. I ended up just keeping this this hog panel on here. I don't know if that's for the best or not, but it stopped my chickens from getting at it. I have some more corn planted here, and I had a couple tomatoes and stuff planted back here, but when the chickens get out, they come in here and they scratch around. So what I ended up doing is I had some spare, some like little squashes. It's like Jack Be Little. It's like these tiny little pumpkins. I figured that'd be fun for the kids for Halloween or like decorating. But wherever I could, I just planted some extra stuff. See, I have another little squash there. I have two types of the little ones. It's like an orange one and a white one. Stuck a tomato plant there. Yeah, there's actually a potato plant growing up right there. Must have missed a potato. I'll just let it be. Seen a couple of those, but let's keep it moving. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I had to cut out this squash I was growing out the side of the compost because squash vine borer got it. Here, this tomato plant, this volunteer tomato, I'm just letting it sprawl around on the ground, but it looks like it's finally putting out some flowers, and I even see some tiny little tomatoes in there. So I don't know what variety it is or what it's going to look like, but free tomatoes, can't complain. Okay, this thing, this melon plant's just been a disappointment. I think it's a honeydew, but so much growth, no melons. I don't know why. I mean, a little bit of a lie to say no melons. There are some like tiny little things that are just getting started. I was expecting more by now. It's deep into the season, but peppers are solid. I'm looking forward to these habanadas. It's like a habanero with all the heat removed, so you just get the fruity flavor of the habanero. Thought that'd be fun to try. But shishitos, love the shishitos. I already grabbed 2 big batches of them, and I'm about to grab some more. Let me put you down and grab all the peppers I can get. Okay, solid start. Ton more shishitos. And look, there's a ton I didn't even grab yet. They're still small. There's some bigger ones. Actually, maybe I'll grab a few more before I go inside. But the thing's still flowering, still putting off a ton of fruit. It's been amazing. Got a nice ripe Anaheim. And what's this other one? Oh yeah, Serrano. Serranos are starting to ripen up. I think for my hot peppers, I'm going to just be coming out here and grabbing a bunch at one point and trying to make some sriracha or some other type of hot sauce. I did forget to mention one of my jigsaw peppers just got decimated. I don't know by what. The other one's still looking great. This one, someone came by and ate like all the leaves, all the peppers. But it's putting out new growth, so that's cool. I don't think it's going to do anything the rest of the year, but I don't think it's going to give me any more peppers. But this one still has a ton of peppers. I haven't plucked them yet. I'm waiting for them to change some colors. I think they're supposed to get like green and red and like do all sorts of stuff. But happy with that. Let's see. There's a good amount of Anaheims, but I'm just waiting for them to get red. I'm not going to bother with them yet. This guy, almost ripe finally. Still got some green on it, so I'm just waiting. This plant is really not doing good at all. I do have a backup cucumber going in here, just so I have something to take over. I would have ripped it out already, but I just want that one little squash to ripen. Over here, this melon vine is finally giving me some melons here. That one's a decent size. There's a few more. Where did I see them? Oh yeah, here we go. Couple little guys. I think, oh yeah, here's another one hidden in there. So, there's a lot of growth on this one, but at least this one's actually pumping out some melons for me. Let's keep it moving. In here, this was a refresh bed. I put a mix of, what is it, like manure, or composted cow manure, mushroom compost, and some like peat moss or something like that. I put some tomatoes in the back, seeing if I can get like another fresh run of tomatoes going. And besides that, all over, hopefully it comes up on camera, I planted a whole another round of dragon tongue beans that hopefully do even better than the first round. They're all coming up beautifully, and I'm sure they're going to put on a ton of growth with all the rain we're about to get. But I'm real happy how this bed is turning out on its second run. In here, oh, I got a bumblebee following me. Get out of here. Still happy with the Chinese eggplants. It has slowed down. I got some little ones. It's still flowering though. It's looking nice. I've been coming back and milking these cows dry, but they've been doing great for me. There's a couple I'm gonna grab right now. Let me put them down. Let me put down the camera and grab them. Actually, you know what? I think I could keep you there. Let's see. All right, two nice ones. So even with the ants still calling that home, they don't seem to be doing too much damage. Plants are looking pretty healthy. Some yellow leaves, but it's growing. Matured nice. I'm gonna do more Chinese eggplant next year because they're tasty. But looks like I still should get another flush out of these guys. At least one more. It's just, there's not too many baby ones, so it's gonna be a while before I get any more off this. All right, let's keep it moving. These melons, I think these are some cantaloupe or some other. I have to do a much better job of actually labeling my plants. But look at this. I don't know if it's cantaloupe or like a smaller variety of melon. Oh. Well, I hope this is ripe because it just came off in my hand. I was playing with it a bit, but I'll cut into that, show you if that's ripe or not. But that'll be officially my first melon of the season, so of eating, or that I get to eat. But look, this one's pumping out a bunch of melons. Got melons over here. I think I actually have a couple plants in there, so it's not like just one plant doing all this, but I'm happy. There's still another 4 or 5 melons I get to look forward to. Okay, next bed. This is another bed I reset with compost and peat moss, and this one's looking awesome. I'm really happy with this bed. Kind of did something similar where I put tomatoes in the back here. Gonna see how that goes. Some of them are doing, some of these tomatoes are already taken off. That one not so much, that one I might just pull. I had one in the middle here, I had to pull, but it's been really hot. Some of them weaker ones didn't make it. That guy's doing okay, but yeah, these are all doing awesome. This is, I'm trying to do, what are these called? Butter, it's like a squash, but it's supposed to be a squash plant that stays small. I forget what it's called. I definitely had, oh, here we go. Butterbush, Burpee's Butterbush. So they're supposed to stay pretty small, and they're looking awesome right now. But besides just resetting it, I'd use the James Prigione's like JP's magic stuff, like a little bit sprinkled into each hole when I was planting each of these. And I don't know if it's that or these plants are just hardy, but they're loving it. They took off quick. I only put these in like last week or so. I mean, not from seed. I started the seeds in my house, but they're looking pretty good. And in the corners here, I have some cucumbers. Cucumber's a little yellow, but I was also waiting real long to put that in. There's another cucumber there. This is like a little melon. And over here, this was like a little like Mexican cucumber or something. It's like these tiny little watermelon looking things. That thing is getting fried in the sun. I don't think I'm gonna get anything off of that. This cucumber is not looking too hot. The sun's beating down on it. But I do have another cucumber right here, and that's looking good. So tomatoes and more squash. Nothing to eat out of this bed, but it's looking solid. Over here, this is like a real mishmash. I would love to just chop it down, but I have stuff that's still giving me some food, so I don't want to get rid of it quite yet. I got pepper plants in here. Look at that. Couple more melons. I have it just flowing down the side there. Some bell peppers aren't doing too great, but they're growing. Some more Chinese eggplant. See maybe the ants running around on there. But I got some babies on there, nothing I can harvest yet, but excuse me. Then I got more, these are a hot pepper, I forgot what they're called. Cherry bombs, I think. This is like a regular type of eggplant. I see a cucumber I can grab. But just peppers, some eggplant. I put a sunflower in the bed just because I had an extra sunflower. It's looking pretty nice. Didn't get as big as the other sunflowers, which I'll show off in a second. Still have cucumbers going here. I put in some new cucumber plants to make up for some of the ones that died off on me. But I still have an old one going that's giving me pepper or cucumbers. And what's really taken off, just something I don't even like really, is this thing. It's like a spiky cucumber. It's like a little round ball spiky cucumber thing. I really don't like these. They're they're pretty spiky actually. They'll hurt. You got to try to rub these off, and they're filled with seeds. I planted them. I've been trying to grow them for a couple seasons now. This time it actually took off, and I don't think I'm going to be growing them again in the future. But it's fun to always grow something new. Let me put you down and grab what I can out of here. Okay, found an eggplant hiding, a regular cucumber, a bunch of the little spiky cucumbers, and you know what? There's a few peppers in there I can grab too. There's a lot more of these spiky cucumbers, but I don't even like them, so I'm just leaving them there. I'm not gonna bother with them too much. I'll come back for that pepper at the end though. I want to show you guys, let me put down this bowl. I want to show you guys all these watermelons. Look at this field of melons growing. I'm really happy with these. Look at that. Got a melon there. Another melon. Oh, yep, there it is. Got a long boy hiding in the back there. There's just the watermelon. There's pumpkins in here too. Some squash. There's another watermelon. Ooh, that's a nice one. I got some long ones and some ones that are more on the round side, but it's just a jungle back here. Look at these sunflowers too. Loving the sunflowers. The height that it gives the garden, it just looks so good. I have some mammoth ones that only get one head. They get really tall. Those haven't, I see the head growing, but they haven't actually opened up yet. Oh, you know what? That back there might be a mammoth. I only see one head on it. These other ones, lemon queens, and some other orange one. There's like an autumn something. I forget what it's called. But yeah, they just add so much to the garden. Whew. Let me swing back around this way. It's just a jungle back here, but I'm happy with it. I got these squash are still doing good. Oh, there's a real baby watermelon. Oh, mushroom. I have no idea if that's edible or not. I'm not gonna mess with it. I got some squash back there hiding. Butternut, not quite fully ripe yet. But let me show off my best watermelon. It's this one. Look at that. It's looking good. It's getting big. I'm a little nervous to cut it. Don't want to cut it at the wrong time. But tons of... These are definitely the best thing in the garden at the moment. Let's see, is there another one hiding back here? Yep, there's another one tucked in there. Besides all those, I did plant some more things. I think it's more tiny pumpkins and zucchini, stuff like that. I'm just letting it get pretty wild, but I'm really happy with that. I can't wait to start eating the melons, the watermelons. Let me see, there's some pumpkins growing too. Look at that, another watermelon. Oh, here's some of my pumpkins. Already starting to change color on me. Few of those, not as many as the watermelons. Oh, I don't know if you can see it on camera. There's a little baby one. Whew. I put this old bed frame up here with some cucumbers down at the bottom. Old growth turned yellow, but the new growth is looking healthy. So happy with that. Plan is just to trellis it up the bed frame. It's my wife's old bed frame from her old house. We're gonna use it for something, but decided to go with something else for my daughter. So figured put it in the garden. It could still be around. Let me put you down and try to get some of these ground cherries. Only ended up with a handful, but my wife was out here yesterday picking them and she got a whole bowl full. And as you can see, hopefully, there's just so many of these. Oh, I found one on the floor. And this is another thing I'm gonna be growing every year if it doesn't reseed itself, which everyone says it does pretty readily. But there's so little work for so much food. And my daughter loves them. Everyone I let try them loves them. Most people never had one before. It's my first time having them. It's a great thing about having a garden is getting to try all the produce that you never would have a chance to try otherwise. Whew. Let me swing you back down here. It is getting so hot. I need to grab these tomatoes too. Here's are my San Marzanos. I also have pumpkins growing in the corner here. There's a pumpkin hiding in there. Whew. It's another pumpkin. I believe all the pumpkins is this jack-o'-lantern variety, which they don't get too big. They don't get too big, but they're supposed to get a decent size for carving. So that's all we need, really. Let me pick these tomatoes and get back to you. All right, pretty good. This bowl is getting really heavy. I'm still dealing with blossom end rot with a decent amount of these, but I get enough good tomatoes that it's worth keeping the plants in the ground. Whew. These are my other tomatoes over here. Got a lot of these I can grab too. Let's see. Basil in the front's looking good. I got this tall thing. I think it's a moonflower. Haven't actually seen any flowers on it yet, but see how that goes. But oh yeah, there's a lot in here I can grab. Let me grab from this bed and my other tomato bed down there and then get back to you. Oh, As you can see, I got a lot of tomatoes. You know, a lot of them are just starting to blush. You might think like, oh, you should have kept them on the vine longer, but I'm getting 4 days of rain and I haven't had too many slicers yet, so I really just have to take these inside and let them ripen on the counter. Otherwise, I risk them all splitting open and rotting before I even get a chance to enjoy any of them. But this bowl's getting really heavy to hold, so I'm going to leave that on the table here and just give you a quick tour of like the rest of what's going on here. You see, my tomato plants are getting real tall, starting to get a little unwieldy. Kind of let them start just doing their own thing instead of pruning them hardcore. But I'll spin you around here. But yeah, they're still pumping out a ton of tomatoes for me. I got some new tomato plants going too, but I'm just kind of letting them bush up at the top and support each other once they get up there. In here, the strawberries I planted are doing pretty solid. Oh wow, look at that butterfly in there. It's eating the dahlia. That's why I wanted to show off these dahlias. Oh, I just scared the butterfly. Hope it comes back. I don't know if I got that on camera or not. If I did, it was far away. Oh man, but look how nice these dahlias are. It's my first time ever growing these. I'm really happy with those. There's a lot more flower heads. This butterfly once more is coming back. I'm gonna let it be. But look at that. I'm trying to zoom in with my cell phone camera because it gets a lot better zoom. If I can, I'll spice in the, oh, it's a little short-lived. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. These yellow and white strawberries are planted. They're looking pretty solid. I'm not expecting any fruit out of them this year, even though I do see some little flowers, but I'm not really too worried about getting any fruit off of them. I do have more vining stuff planted in here. I have, what do I have here? This is honeydew, which is not doing good. I have one, probably the saddest honeydew you'll ever see. Whatever this thing is, I guess that's a honeydew. I'll just let it keep growing. But besides that, I have some more watermelon down here. More pumpkin planted, so there's pumpkins to pick. This I'm happy about though. These are the asparagus peas. Finally going to flower. Trellising real nice. Uh-oh. See in the background, the clouds are rolling in. But yeah, finally flowering. They look nice. Can't wait to try those. More sunflowers. Yeah, that about wraps it up. It's so hot here, but the garden's still pumping out a ton of food, and I got a lot to look forward to. Watermelons especially. I think I'll end it again with this guy, because I'm looking forward to try this too. This Tamarillo dwarf. Tamarillo? I think it's Tamarillo though. But that's flowering. I've heard some mixed reviews on the fruit it actually makes. So the first fruit people say tastes worse than the later fruit, so I'll let you know. But give you one last little zoom around here. And thank you so much for watching.